Tokyo Electric Power Company says it has confirmed no abnormalities at the Fukushima Daiichi and Daini nuclear plants. Tohoku Electric Power Company says no abnormalities have been detected at the Higashi-Dori nuclear power plant in Aomori Prefecture or the Onagawa plant in Miyagi Prefecture. Hokkaido Electric Power Company says no problems have been found at the Tomari nuclear power plant in the prefecture. Now, as we've been reporting, waves have been observed in wide areas in northern Japan. But please stay on the alert because more waves could hit the same region. So if you are in any of the areas under tsunami warning, which is indicated with red line on the map of Japan, please keep evacuating, and if there's no hill nearby, go to the top of the tallest building around you or escape as far away from the coast as you can. Tsunami waves have been observed in the following areas. Tsunami waves of 50 centimeters have been observed in Kuji Port in Iwate Prefecture. 50 centimeter of tsunami has also been observed in Hokkaido's Urakawa town. Tsunami waves of 40 centimeter has been observed in Mutsu Ogawara Port in Aomori Prefecture. Tsunami wave of 30 centimeters have been observed in Aomori Prefecture's Hachinohe Port and in Hokkaido's Erimo town. And tsunami waves of 20 centimeters have been observed in Hokkaido's Shiraoi town and Tomakomai East Port, and also in Iwate Prefecture's Kamaishi Port, as well as Miyagi Prefecture's Ishinomaki City's Ayukawa. And Hakodate Port in Hokkaido has seen few centimeters of tsunami. And tsunami has also reached the coastlines of Hiro Town's Tokachi Port in Hokkaido and also in Iwate Prefecture's Miyako Port and Ofunato Port. But as I say, do not let your guard down because more waves could hit the region. Tsunami waves of up to 3 meters are expected to hit the areas indicated with red line on the map of Japan, so please keep evacuating. Now, once again, let's listen to NHK's domestic service.
そうですね。周りの方の分かる範囲でですが、避難というのは進んでいるような状況でしょうか。
Do people evacuated already? This is at a high school. This is a local school, the designated evacuation center. But I haven't seen anybody here. Nobody has taken refuge yet. Have you observed any people on their way to evacuation stations or any trouble? I observed the head-on the collision of the vehicles. There are many cars. I think that is the road toward Hachinohe interchange, Hakusandai area. I saw the vehicles, the head-on collisions of vehicles. I think it's already be very cold there. Do you have any problems or any warnings to people who are about to evacuate? There hasn't been no snow, but the temperature has gone down very low, much lower than yesterday. So you need to dress warm, and you need to have a stock of water, the batteries, and some food in your bag when you are to evacuate. Thank you. I was talking with Mr. Kato, the the principal of the local high school of Iwate Prefecture. Now again, the tsunami observation in Kuji port, the 50 centimeters of tsunami waves have been observed. 50 centimeters in Urakawa town, 40 centimeters in Mutsu Ogawara port, 30 centimeters Hachinohe port, 30 centimeters at Erimo town, and 20 centimeters in Shiraoi town, and 20 centimeters in Tomakomai East port, and 20 centimeters in Kamaishi port, 20 centimeters in Ishinomaki Ayashi, and several centimeters at the Hakodate port, and in Tokachi port and in Miyako port, tsunami waves have been observed, and in Ofunato port as well, tsunami waves have been observed.
Higher tsunami could hit the area, and after the first tsunami has been observed, there could be a higher tsunami, and we are facing with the possibility that the higher tsunami could hit the area. So please do not let your guard down. Now, new information then. So, Defense Minister Koizumi at 12:30 a.m. going into the building with the information and instruction from Prime Minister Takaishi. He said that he'll try to have close communication with local authorities and municipality and try to collect information and take appropriate measures. And with the ground, maritime, and air self-defense forces, we would like to focus on saving people's lives first and do utmost to come up with the countermeasures. And with that, as an MOD and SDF, it is going to set up the task force and headquarters to try to collect the information and try to coordinate with the relevant agencies and ministries to try to come up with disaster countermeasures. And now the observed tsunami. So in Kuji Port, Iwate Prefecture, 50 centimeters at 12:10, and Urakawa Town, Hokkaido, 50 centimeters on 12:38, and Mutsu Ogawara Port, 40 centimeters of tsunami at 11:43 yesterday, and Hachinohe Port, 30 centimeters.
For those of you just joining us, you're tuned into NHK's international service, NHK World Japan. As we've been reporting, a strong earthquake has struck northern Japan. The quake struck off the eastern coast of Aomori Prefecture at 11:15 p.m. on Monday. Its focus was 50 kilometers deep, and the magnitude is estimated at 7.6. Authorities have issued a tsunami warning for the Pacific coastline in northern Japan, including Iwate Prefecture and parts of Hokkaido and Aomori prefectures. Authorities warned that waves as high as 3 meters could hit the prefectures. So if you are in any of the areas under tsunami warning, you should keep evacuating to higher ground. And if there's no hill nearby, please go to the top of the tallest building around you or escape as far away from the coast as you can. And a tsunami advisory, which is indicated with a yellow line on the map of Japan you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, is in place for other parts of the region, as I say, including Miyagi and Fukushima prefectures. Authorities are calling on people to stay away from the coastline as well as the mouths of rivers. Strong tremors were felt across the region. Tremors with an intensity of upper 6 on the Japanese intensity scale of 0 to 7 were observed in the city of Hachinohe in Aomori Prefecture. If you are in these areas, try to remain in a safe place and protect yourself. Use extreme caution if you must move. Damage around you could be heavy. Stay alert. More tremors are possible. Prime Minister Takaichi Sanae enters the Prime Minister's office shortly after 11:50 p.m. on Monday. She had this to say.
So I gave the following instructions to immediately provide information on any tsunami and evacuation to the people in an appropriate manner, to take thorough measures to prevent damage, such as evacuation of residents, and to grasp the extent of damage as soon as possible. And also, the government must work closely with local governments and make the utmost effort to take emergency measures such as emergency response, including rescue for the affected people. So those are the instructions I gave to the relevant parties.
A hotel employee in city of Hachinohe, Aomori Prefecture, where an intensity of upper 6 was observed, said, "It seems there are multiple injured people. Everyone appears to be conscious." Tokyo Electric Power Company says power outages are affecting about 3,900 households in Aomori Prefecture and about 300 households in Iwate Prefecture. Tokyo Electric Power Company says it has confirmed no abnormalities at the Fukushima Daiichi and Daini nuclear plants. Tohoku Electric Power Company says no abnormalities have been detected at the Higashi Dori nuclear power plant in Aomori Prefecture or the Onagawa plant in Miyagi Prefecture. Hokkaido Electric Power Company says no problems have been found at the Tomari nuclear power plant in the prefecture. As we've been reporting, waves have been observed in wide areas in northern Japan, and we have more information coming in regarding this observation of tsunami on shore. Tsunami waves of 50 centimeters have been observed in Iwate Prefecture's Kuji Port and Hokkaido's Urakawa town. Tsunami waves of 40 centimeters have been observed in Aomori Prefecture's Mutsu Ogawara port and also in Hachinohe port. 30 centimeters of tsunami has been observed in Erimo town in Hokkaido, and 20 centimeters of tsunami have been observed in the following areas: Hokkaido's Shiraoi town, Tomakomai East Port, Iwate Prefecture's Kamaishi Port, Ishinomaki City's Ayukawa in Miyagi Prefecture, and also in Hokkaido's Hiro town's Tokachi Port. Tsunami waves of 10 centimeters have been observed in Hokkaido's Mori town and in Hakodate Port. And tsunami has also reached the coastlines of Iwate Prefecture's Miyako Port and Ofunato Port. But do not let your guard down because more waves could hit the areas. Remember that tsunami waves of up to 3 meters are expected to impact the areas under tsunami warning, which are Hokkaido Prefecture's Central Pacific Coast, Aomori Prefecture's Pacific Coast, and in Iwate Prefecture. So please do not let your guard down. If you are in any of the areas indicated with red line on the map of Japan, please keep evacuating to higher ground. If there's no hill nearby, go to the top of the tallest building around you or escape as far away from the coast as you can. Do not stop where you are or go back. Now let's listen in to NHK's domestic service with simultaneous interpretation.
So from Hokkaido to Iwate Prefecture, Tsushima Sea Trench and Mishima Sea Trench and around these areas, if there's a magnitude 7 class earthquake happens, you have to prepare for the possible major earthquake. So these are issued right now. The magnitude 7.6 has been estimated for the scale of the tsunami. So there is a news conference scheduled with the Chief Cabinet Secretary's office and also JMA. And there was announcement that they will hold a news conference. So here, this is off the coast of Hokkaido, Sanriku, subsequent earthquake. Advising if there is a magnitude 7.6 or stronger earthquake happening, there is a relative possibility of these kind of major earthquakes that could happen subsequently. And if there is an announcement, you have to check the evacuation route and also try to have the evacuation bags to have your supplies and also fix the furniture that may not collapse or fall down. And you have to check all the foods, waters, and also the portable toilets, and you have to confirm the daily preparation. So that will be 1 week you have to stay on alert.
The Japan Meteorological Agency and the Cabinet Office is expected to hold a press conference at the 1:15 a.m. In Tsushima Trench and Japan Trench, if the earthquake of the magnitude 7 or the larger has occurred, then the warnings will be issued to stay on alert for at least 1 week. And so the tsunami warning and the tsunami advisory have been issued, and people are urged to stay on alert. So the government is expected to have a press conference. Yes, this is a warning on the follow-up earthquakes that could occur if the magnitude 7 or larger earthquake occurs in Chitose Sea Trench or the Japan the trench. People are advised to confirm the place to evacuate or the route leading up to the evacuation place, and the stock up on the food and the supply and the emergency toilet, as well as to immobilize their furnitures. And of course, the emergency, the urgent, the warning could be issued concerning the Nankai trough earthquake. But in this case, from in 182 municipalities from Hokkaido all the way down to Chiba could be covered in this the earthquake the warning, the follow-up earthquake warning. Yes, this so the high 70 centimeters of tsunami waves have been observed in Kuji Port in Iwate Prefecture at 1:08 a.m. The JMA's press conference has just is now beginning.
So now the time to start the news conference. Yes, so we'll give the explanation. So on 11:35, there was an earthquake off the Aomori Prefecture. So we would like to give the update. So we have been issuing tsunami warning to Hokkaido coastal area, central coastal area, Aomori Prefecture, Pacific Coast, Iwate Prefecture. So we have issued tsunami warning to these areas. And for these areas, people in the coastal areas or nearby the river have to evacuate immediately. And if you have evacuated already, please keep evacuating. So right now, the tsunami warning is issued to Hokkaido, Central Pacific Coast, Aomori Pacific Coastal Area, and Iwate Prefecture. And other than that, tsunami advisory is issued to the area nearby these areas. So the earthquake had registered upper 6 in Aomori Prefecture. So these are the distribution of the earthquake, and you can see the upper 6 in Aomori and to Hokkaido to Chubu area. There are large areas that have been hit with a jolt, and the areas with a strong jolt, there is a danger of the landslide and also possible damages. And so please be on alert and please do not go into the hazardous areas. About 1 week or so, especially 2 or 3 days after this, there could be an earthquake that could be up to upper 6. So please do not let your guard down. And in these areas, there were various consecutive earthquakes. So there could be a possibility that the stronger jolt could hit this area. So please take every precaution. So these are the tsunami warnings and advisories. So tsunami warning has been issued in central Pacific coast of Hokkaido and Pacific coastal areas of Aomori Prefecture and Iwate Prefecture. And tsunami advisory is at the east Pacific coast and west Pacific coast Hokkaido, and also Pacific coast in Aomori and Miyagi and Fukushima areas. These yellow highlighted areas are under tsunami advisory. So the first wave of the tsunamis, the estimated time is now like this. So as indicated in this map, so these are like on 12 a.m. and 1 a.m. So the first wave has reached to the areas near the epicenter, and we have receiving the report of the tsunami that have been actually reached the area. And in these areas, please evacuate to the higher ground and try to evacuate as far away from the coast areas as possible. And areas under the advisory, please go as far away from the coast and do not go into the ocean. The tsunami could hit repeatedly in longer time, and also the second and third wave could be higher than the initial first wave. So please continue evacuating until all the warnings and advisories are lifted. So these are the tsunami observation information right now. So as you can see on this map, from Hokkaido to Tohoku area and the Pacific coastal areas, the tsunami has been observed. So the highest areas we have seen like on 0.5 meters or 0.4 meters.
And the 50 centimeters in Kuji Port, Urakawa 40 centimeters, Mutsuogara Port in Aomori 40 centimeters as well. These are the latest tsunami observations, but the tsunami waves could get higher, so please stay on alert. This is the tsunami waveforms. I use the 50 centimeters or 40 centimeters, but this is the wave observed in Urakawa, Hokkaido, and in Kuji Port in Iwate. 50 centimeters of tsunami waves have been observed. So this shows the 15 p.m. When the tsunami occurred, and then the tsunami continues to be observed. So please continue evacuating in areas under tsunami warning and tsunami the advisory. This is a GSS wave gauges set of the coast, and in Iwate Kamaishi off the coast of Kinkasan, and off the coast of Hirota Bay of Iwate Prefecture. These waves show tsunamis. There are about the variations of 10 centimeters, but the wave height could be 10 times higher when tsunami reaches the coastline. The 15 p.m. on 8th of December, tsunami was observed, and the earthquakes have been detected and occurred, and it was 7.6 on the Richter scale, and it was the 50 kilometers below the surface of the earth off the coast of Aomori Prefecture, and the tsunami intensity of the upper 6 was observed in Hachinohe City, and also the 3 tsunami, the earthquakes observed the 3 times of the intensity of the 1. And these are the warnings particularly in areas where tsunami warning has been issued, you are urged to immediately evacuate to higher places or the evacuation building. And please stay in a safe place until tsunami warning is lifted.
And there are strong jolts that have been observed. So in those areas, there's a heightened danger possibility of the collapsed housings and also landslides. So please be aware of the latest weather conditions and rains, and please do not go into the hazardous area unless necessary. And the outlook for the further seismic activities. So in this past, about 1 week after the major earthquake, there could be a similar level or the intensity of earthquake that had happened. So in these areas affected, up to 1 week, please prepare for possible upper 6 earthquakes. And there could be stronger earthquake that could hit the area, so please do not let your guard down. Especially 2 or 3 days after the earthquake happened, there could be a possibility that a strong jolt could subsequently hit the area. And about the off the coast, Hokkaido and Hazan subsequent earthquake advisory, we are trying to identify whether this would apply. And in a separate news conference for the official announcement, we are trying to determine everything in detail. And this is the distribution of the intensity and the estimated intensity. So the upper 6 was observed in Aomori off the coast areas, and near the epicenter, there is a strong intensity that has been observed. And also the distribution of the estimated intensity of the earthquake without any monitoring devices. With the Aomori picture in the center, there is strong jolt that could hit the area. And here, this is about the long period ground motion observation information. So we have classes like 3 people have difficulty keep standing, and this is a Sanpachi North Aomori Prefecture, and also class 1 to 2 of the long period ground motion is observed in the highlighted areas. And this is about the announcement of the earthquake early warning that had been issued. So 3 times we have issued the earthquake early warning. So 4.1 seconds after the earthquake, we had issued a warning, and we have expanded the area under this warning. So total of 3 times of earthquake early warning have been issued. And this is the detailed information. So this is the area under the earthquake early warning. And these are the activities and the earthquake observation near this epicenter. So this red highlighted area is applying this, and also the blue dotted areas. There are earthquakes after the initial jolt.
This shows the details of where the earthquake occurred. This is the cross-section. This shows the distribution of the observed intensity. This time, the earthquake occurred here, the Pacific plate and land plate, the meets.
This is NHK's International Broadcasting Service, NHK World Japan. We have been breaking news on Japan's earthquake and tsunami. A strong earthquake has struck northern Japan. The quake struck off the eastern coast of Aomori Prefecture at 11:15 p.m. on Monday. Its focus was 50 kilometers deep, and the magnitude is estimated at 7.6. Authorities have issued a tsunami warning for the Pacific coastline in northern Japan, including Iwate Prefecture and parts of Hokkaido and Aomori prefectures. Authorities warn that waves as high as 3 meters could hit the prefectures. So if you are in any of the areas under a tsunami warning, you need to evacuate right now. Get to higher places farthest away from coastline or river mouth, which could overflow. And also, a tsunami advisory is in place for other parts of the region, including Miyagi and Fukushima prefectures. Authorities are calling on people to stay away from the coastline as well as the mouths of rivers if you're in areas under a tsunami advisory. Strong tremors were felt across the region. Tremors with an intensity of upper 6 on the Japanese intensity scale of 0 to 7 were observed in the city of Hachinohe in Aomori Prefecture. If you are in these areas, try to remain in a safe place and protect yourself. Use extreme caution if you must move. Damage around you could be heavy. Stay alert. More tremors are possible. Even houses and buildings that survived the initial tremor could take more damage and could possibly collapse. So especially if you're in areas that have recorded a Japanese seismic scale of 6 or upper higher, it is a good idea to evacuate to the outside of your house or buildings, because the building that you are in right now could collapse or take more damage if there's another tremor. And we have an update on tsunami observation. Those are the actual tsunami waves observed onshore. Kuji Port in Iwate, 70 centimeters. Again, Kuji Port in Iwate Prefecture has seen waves of up to 70 centimeters. Urakami Town in Hokkaido, 50 centimeters. And now even a 50-centimeter tsunami, you may think this is not that high, but even a 50-centimeter tsunami can exert power of up to 200 kilograms on a person's legs and making it impossible for even an adult person to stay upright. So do not underestimate the power of tsunami. Mutsu Ogawara Port in Aomori, 40 centimeters. Hachinohe Port in Aomori, also 40. Erimo Town in Hokkaido, 30 centimeters, and Shiraoi Town in Hokkaido has seen 20 centimeters of tsunami waves. Shiraoi is under a tsunami advisory, so even those places under tsunami advisory are getting their initial waves on shore, and remember, more waves are on the way. And the list continues. Tomakomai East Port in Hokkaido, 20 centimeters. Kamaishi Port in Iwate, 20. Ishinomaki Ayukawa in Miyagi, 20. Tokachi Port in Hokkaido, 20 centimeters. Sendai Port in Miyagi, 20 centimeters. And Mori Town in Hokkaido, 10 centimeters. These are tsunami observations, actual tsunami waves that have been observed onshore. Hokkaido's Hakodate Port saw 10 centimeters of tsunami. And Soma Port in Fukushima, 10 centimeters there as well. And Miyako Port in Iwate and Ofunato Port in Iwate as well. Their waves, first wave, have reached in those ports respectively. And more waves are on the way. For those people under a tsunami warning, waves of up to 3 meters, and for those people under an advisory, waves of up to 1 meter are expected. So just because you're getting these heights of tsunami waves doesn't mean that this is the end of it. There will be more waves and higher waves on the way. So stay in a safe place, and if you have evacuated already, make sure where you are right now is far away enough from coastline or river mouth, which could possibly overflow. And the last time a tsunami warning was issued was in July, when a magnitude 8.8 earthquake was recorded off the coast of Kamchatka Peninsula. It triggered a tsunami warning to wide areas of the Pacific coast, stretching from Hokkaido to Wakayama in western Japan. And again, a tsunami warning is in place this time too. As I have been repeating, waves of up to 3 meters are expected in those places under a tsunami warning. So stay in a safe place, keep evacuating until the officials lift all the warning and advisory. Tsunami warnings been issued for Hokkaido's Central Pacific Coast, Aomori's Pacific Coast, and Iwate prefectures. Those are the places under a tsunami warning, and those are the places that are also highlighted in red on the right-hand side map of your screen. And for tsunami advisory, here are the places under it. Hokkaido's West Pacific Coast, Miyagi, Fukushima, those under tsunami advisory. Waves of up to 1 meter are expected. Fukushima Prefecture and Hokkaido, West Pacific Coast, and Miyagi on the list under a tsunami advisory, highlighted in yellow on the map on your screen. So if you are in any of the areas under an advisory, stay away from coastline or river mouth. And in the past, small fishing boats capsized in harbors under tsunami advisory. And now we are just about to switch to our domestic service through simultaneous interpretation.
Buildings and the vehicles nearby are on flame. At least 3 the fire brigade trucks are in operation. It's been unclear whether there are injuries, and this is about the Tokyo. In the Fukushima Daini nuclear power stations in Fukushima prefectures, no abnormalities have been observed, and there hasn't been no change in the measurement of the monitoring post nearby. In Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power stations, the decommission work is underway, and other workers there have been told to evacuate from the coastline, and there has been no abnormalities observed. And the monitoring posts of the radiation level, there has been no abnormal measurements. A tsunami advisory has been issued to the coastline of Fukushima prefectures. So workers on the decommissioning of Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power stations have been ordered to move to a safer place far away from the coast area. JMA has just held a press conference concerning the earthquake that occurred last night, and the similar level of earthquake they could follow, and people are advised to stay on alert. Yes, this is the area where the earthquakes continues. And in the 1940s, after the magnitude 7 earthquake occurred, the similarly large the earthquakes they occurred in the the following days.
So for about 1 week, people have to stay on alert for the possible earthquakes that's about 6 intensity or so. So with the upper 6 intensity, if there's a vulnerable wooden building structures, if there's a damage, with the further jolts, this could be facing a crisis of collapse. And also there could be a possible landslide with the loose ground. So it is vulnerable to have the landslides. So there could be a similar tremors happening. So please do not go near the hazardous and dangerous areas. So there are some collapsed roads and also the ruptured pipes, and the building walls are falling down and the glasses are broken. Yes, so this is upper 6 intensity. So we have a scale of 0 to 7, but this is second from the top, so that's this strong. So you have to crawl in order to move, and the unfixed furniture could collapse and fall down. So that's this strong. So the areas facing these type of possible holes that could happen, and also people could be injured. And Yoritomo-san, another point in the news conference. So there was a possibility of the off the coast of Hokkaido's and Sarika subsequent earthquake advisory, and the JMA and the Cabinet Office going to give news conference around 2 a.m. Yes, so you have to listen to what they have to say. But if this kind of alert is going to be issued, this could be the first time that such announcement is officially issued. But with that, it is not urging people to evacuate. It is rather trying to make people reconfirm the preparedness of the possible earthquake. So the government is asking people to prepare for possible earthquakes, but it's not officially announced yet. They are trying to identify with further information that's been collected. So around 2 p.m., the Cabinet Office and the JMA is going to give an announcement and press conference for the off the coast of Hokkaido and Sanriku subsequent earthquake advisory. So Hachinohe City, Aomori Prefecture, the hotel worker says that there are multiple people with injuries, and they are calling the ambulance to deal with the situation, and people are conscious. And with the jolt of the earthquake, there was a thrust vertically happening, and then the jolt had happened in the horizontal workers, and we were on the assignment. So we were trying to hold onto the shelves, and the jolt stayed for 1 minute, and there are no damages to the buildings. So with the Hachinohe City, the hotel operator told us this story. So there are multiple people injured, and they're calling the ambulance to respond to the situation. People are conscious, and the jolt thrust upward had happened, and then there was a tremor on the horizontal weather, and they were trying to hold on to the shelves, and the tremor lasted for 1 minute, and there are objects that had fallen down, but there could be no damage to the building yet.
In Tomakomai West Port at 1:29 a.m. The 30 centimeters in Tomakomai, Shiraoi East Port. The height of the tsunami waves remain the same, but the observed time has been updated. And also in Kushiro Port, the several centimeters of tsunami have been observed. So these are the data from the tide stations, which they had the measurement sent to us.
We are coming to you live from our studios in Tokyo. This is NHK World Japan, NHK's international broadcasting service. We're bringing you breaking news on Japan's earthquake and tsunami. A strong earthquake has struck northern Japan. The quake struck off the eastern coast of Aomori Prefecture at 11:15 p.m. on Monday. Its focus was 50 kilometers deep, and the magnitude is estimated at 7.6. Authorities have issued a tsunami warning for the Pacific coastline in northern Japan, including Iwate Prefecture and parts of Hokkaido and Aomori prefectures. Authorities warned that waves as high as 3 meters could hit the prefectures, and we are already getting some information on the actual tsunami waves observed on shore in those 3 prefectures, so stay on alert. A tsunami advisory is in place for other parts of the region, including Miyagi and Fukushima prefectures. Strong tremors were felt across the region. Tremors with an intensity of upper 6 on the Japanese intensity scale of 0 to 7 were observed in the city of Hachinohe in Aomori Prefecture. And we're getting some information of injuries in the city of Hachinohe that recorded the upper 6 on the Japanese seismic scale of 0 to 7. These injuries reports are coming from a hotel in Hachinohe. We do not know yet whether it was the hotel employee or the guests, but some people seem to have been injured in the city of Hachinohe, where the seismic scale of upper 6 was recorded. And if you are in any of the areas that felt a strong tremor, try to remain in a safe place and protect yourself. Use extreme caution if you must move, and damages around you could be heavy. Stay alert, and more tremors are possible. Again, more tremors could be possible. The National Police Agency is working with its headquarters across the country to gather information on quake damage. Meanwhile, the Defense Ministry says fighter jets and patrol helicopters are being used to gather information. There is no sign reported that any major fire had erupted as of midnight Tuesday. Hokkaido University professor Takahashi Hiroaki says there is a risk of another earthquake. He says the quake is believed to have occurred where the Pacific plates sink into the land plate. Takahashi adds that in places where the tremors were particularly strong, people should not enter houses that were damaged. He says they should stay in safe places. He also points out that many old buildings along the sea in Aomori Prefecture's Hachinohe City may have suffered damage. He also calls on people to consider moving to evacuation centers where they can warm up as soon as possible. As an expert, the Hokkaido University's professor Takahashi Hiroaki is pointing out, especially if you're in any of the areas that recorded Japanese seismic scale of 6 or upper, your houses and buildings, even though after surviving the initial tremor, it could take more damage and it could possibly collapse if there will be more tremors. So it would be a good idea, as the professor points out, to go to an evacuation center nearby. When you do that, watch out for oncoming traffic and falling objects and collapsed buildings. And transportation. East Japan Railway Company says that as of Tuesday, outbound trains on the Tohoku Shinkansen have been suspended between Fukushima and Shin Aomori stations due to the earthquake. The company says 3 trains stopped in this section. The company says that it is checking for any damage to railway tracks and that it remains unclear when services will resume. The Morioka branch of East Japan Railway says that as midnight on Tuesday, services on the Tohoku main line were suspended in Iwate Prefecture. It says 2 trains made emergency stops. It remains unclear when services will resume. There are no reports of injuries. As for Hokkaido, the operator of its busiest airport, New Chitose Airport near Sapporo City, says that as of 11:40 p.m. on Monday, it was checking whether there are any abnormalities on 2 runways. Highways have been affected. East Nippon Expressway Company says that as of 11:45 p.m. on Monday, traffic was completely stopped between the Shiraoi and Shin Chitose Airport interchanges and between the Tomakomai Higashi and Numanohata Nishi interchanges. Waves have been observed in the following places: Kuji Port in Iwate, 70 centimeters, and Urakawa Town in Hokkaido, 50 centimeters. You may think these numbers are not that high, but actually even a 50-centimeter tsunami can exert a power of up to 200 kilograms on a person's legs and making it impossible for even an adult person to stand up straight. So please do not underestimate the power of a tsunami. Tsunami are more powerful than regular waves. Tsunami is a large body of water. Mutsu Ogawara Port in Aomori, 40 centimeters, and Hachinohe Port also in Aomori, here 40 centimeters too. Erimo Town in Hokkaido 30 centimeters, and Tomakomai West Port in Hokkaido 30 centimeters. Do not approach bodies of water to check the situation, no matter how curious you may be. If you're under a tsunami warning, evacuate to a safe place immediately. And if you're in an area under tsunami advisory, please stay away from coastline. And the tsunami observation list continues. Kamaishi Port, Tokachi Port in Hokkaido, going back to the list, the top of the list, 30 centimeters. Kamaishi Port, 20. Ishinomaki Ayukawa in Miyagi, 20 centimeters. Sendai, also in Miyagi, saw waves of up to 20 centimeters so far. The reason why I said so far is in these places under an advisory, waves of up to 1 meter are expected. So more waves and higher waves are expected. Shiraoi Town in Hokkaido, 20 centimeters, and Tomakomai East Port in Hokkaido at 1:28 a.m., 20 centimeters of tsunami waves were observed there at Tomakomai East Port. Please stay alert and do not let your guard down. And even within the same area, waves could be even twice or 3 times higher, depending on the geographical structure of the seabed or coastline. So these numbers are the actual number of tsunami waves, could be even higher than these numbers. Tsunami warning is in effect for Hokkaido's Central Pacific Coast, Aomori's Pacific Coast, and Iwate Prefecture. Those places are under a tsunami warning, and those areas are also highlighted in red on the map on the right-hand side of your screen. Waves of up to 3 meters are expected, and as long as this tsunami warning is in effect, you have to stay on alert and keep evacuating. And do not let your guard down. Again, do not go back to where you came from to, say, get your belongings and items. In past disasters, people lost their lives when they did so. So please do stay in a safe place where you are if you have already evacuated. And for those people under a tsunami advisory that are Hokkaido's East Pacific Coast, Hokkaido's West Pacific Coast, as well as Miyagi Prefecture, stay away from coastline. And if you are doing work in the middle of some kind of activities, either inside the bay or in water, please stop that right away and stay away from coastline river mouths, which could overflow. And while it is very important to stay on alert for tsunami waves, also you got to watch out for more tremors to follow. Especially the Hachinohe city in Aomori Prefecture recorded upper 6 on the Japanese seismic scale of 0 to 7. It was a really strong earthquake, so more tremors could be possible, so please stay on alert. Please stay away from anything that could possibly collapse on you. So we gotta be careful watching out both for tsunami waves as well as more tremors. And now we are once again switching to our domestic service through simultaneous interpretation for more information.
70 centimeters of tsunami have been observed in Kuji Port in Iwate Prefecture. Expected height of tsunami there is 3 meters. At present, please don't underestimate the power of tsunami. Tsunami waves could be higher, and tsunami could hit repeatedly. While the warning is in effect, please stay away from the coast. And Seikan, the shipping line connecting Hakodate and the Aomori, have been suspended as of 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. The ship bound for Hakodate cannot enter the port, and the ship is waiting off the coast. There's been no information about the passengers on board, but the ship is well stocked with water and food. As of 1 a.m., the ship navigating to Hakodate cannot enter the port. The ship carries enough amount of water and food, and it carries about 30 passengers. The intensity, the upper scale earthquake has occurred, and the meteorological agency has been issuing warnings to possible subsequent earthquakes.
So in the past, if there was a large earthquake, there could be a following earthquake that could be at the similar levels. And this time we had a maximum of upper 6 that had hit the area. So further on, there could be a similar size earthquake. And with that, like there's a vulnerable building, or the furniture that could fall down, and also the ground loose, there could be a possible landslide, and there could be a further damage. So going on with the possible jolt, you have to stay on alert. And also, tsunami is forcing people to evacuate, and it is now going. You see the rain and snow, and also the temperatures dropping, and you have to be careful about the hypothermia. And if there's a rain and your body becomes wet, your body temperature will drop. So you have to wear the raincoat, for example. And if there's a building nearby, you can evacuate into the building and try to stay warm with everyone around you. So please be careful about your body temperature dropping, and keep evacuation. Yes, and you have to stay warm and keep warm. But with possible earthquake, you have to be careful about the possibility of fire. Yes, and there's a report that already fire have been happening. So if you're using fire, open fire, and there's a stoves, if there's a strong jolt that could hit the area, there could be possible fire spreading. So please take every precaution to stay warm. And earlier, within JMS news conference, there was a graph indicating the sea level change, but this tide level, how are you going to perceive this? Yes, so there is this graph, and with the possible wave forms, and there could be a larger waves, and also there's, of course, an ebbing, and also more waves approaching. So there are still tsunamis approaching these affected areas, and with the tsunamis observation, you can see some latest information, and this is about 10 centimeters or so, but the estimated height of the tsunami is up to 3 meters, and further on, there could be a reflection, and also an overlapping of the wave, and a higher tsunami could hit this area, so please keep evacuating, and if you're still not evacuating, please head to the higher grounds, and that is crucial for everyone to do. And so with jolt that has been felt in these areas, and about 2 hours that have passed after the initial earthquake, you may want to try to get some sleep.
NHK World Japan is bringing you breaking news on a strong earthquake that struck northern Japan. The quake struck off the eastern coast of Aomori Prefecture at 11:15 p.m. on Monday. Its focus was 50 kilometers deep, and the magnitude is estimated at 7.6. Authorities have issued a tsunami warning for the Pacific coastline in northern Japan, including Iwate and parts of Hokkaido and Aomori prefectures. Authorities warned that waves as high as 3 meters could hit the prefectures. And the tsunami advisory is in place for other parts of the region, including Miyagi and Fukushima prefectures. And now Chief Cabinet Secretary Kihara Minoru is speaking to reporters.
In
Hokkaido, Aomori, and Iwate prefectures, Pacific coastline, tsunami warning have been issued, and as high as the 3 meters of tsunami is expected. And in Kuji Port in Iwate Prefecture, 70 centimeters of tsunami have already been observed at 1:19 a.m. So if you live in these areas, please evacuate immediately to a higher ground or the highest level of your building. And in nuclear power stations in Hokkaido, the check is underway, but for other nuclear power stations in the affected areas, there has been no report of abnormalities. And as of the 1:15 a.m., the survey is underway for injuries, and there have been some the fires breaking out, and the power outage or the in Iwate prefectures, 100 households they have lost the power, and there has been no report of the water service stoppage. And also in Tohoku Shinkansen between Fukushima and Shin Aomori, services have been suspended. And also the 2 railway operators have suspended their services. And also at the other the 2 lines, the traffic service, the transportation services have been suspended, and the self-defense forces has already been checking for any damage, and if there is any report of the missing the people, the search and rescue operations will immediately be commenced. And to Aomori Prefecture, we've decided to send our personnel to collect more information there. And people are advised to stay on alert for the earthquake of up to the 6 on the Japanese intensity scale, as well as pay close attention to news for further information. And in Hokkaido, the Hokkaido for the Sanriku Pacific area, the subsequent earthquake alert could be issued, as will be explained later.
So this alert will cover Hokkaido to Sanriku area, and when the possibility of a megaquake is judged to be higher than usual, we are going to issue this kind of alert. And if this alert is actually issued, regardless of the affected areas or not, people within these possible areas of earthquake, please keep informed of the latest information from the municipalities, and try to fix your furniture and try to reconfirm the preparedness. And once there is a jolt, please be fully prepared to start evacuating. So now we have the news conference with JMA and the Cabinet Office. So this is live with JMA and also Cabinet Office. So we would like to start the news conference with the time had reached. So please start the explanation. Yes, so this is an explanation from JMA. So before going into the explanation using the materials about the latest situation, the warnings and advisory of tsunami. So last night at 11:15 in east off coast Aomori, there was an earthquake that had happened, and with that we have issued tsunami warning and advisories. The tsunami warning is in effect in the areas. Please keep evacuating if you're in those areas. And in the area under tsunami advisory, please go out of the ocean and try to evacuate as far away from the coastal areas as possible. So with this news conference, with the earthquake that has occurred in off east coast of Aomori area, not only the explanation will cover that, but 2 a.m., the JMA had mentioned about the possibility of the coast of Hokkaido and Sanriku subsequent earthquake. As far as we're going to update some the details. So at 11:15 Monday in Aomori east of the east coast, with the detailed analysis. So designated with the national policy, we're going to issue the alert, and there was a standard that was met, and in this 12:02, the government had issued off the coast of Hokkaido, Sanriku, and subsequent earthquake advisory. We have officially issued this alert, and we're going to get the details of this alert. Yeah, so with that, Cabinet Office in charge of disasters, with the announcement of this advisory, we're going to give you what people should be prepared for. And this explanation is to have the full preparation for the possible earthquake. And if there is an adequate response that has been taken to the previous earthquake, please focus on that. So on this slide on the lower part with the analysis and the statistics of the earthquakes in the world, there could be a 1% of possibility of the magnitude 8 or more could happen subsequently with the sea trenches around the Nihon Trench and also Tsushima Trench.
Of course, it's not sure whether the earthquake of this size could actually happen, but we need to be prepared for it. And this shows what to expect. We should continue the preparation for earthquakes, to check where to evacuate and the evacuation route, and how to communicate with the family members and stock up of food and water, as well as the fixing your furniture. Over the next week, you should be ready to evacuate immediately and carry emergency supplies and the goods at all times. And this is the area where these measures should be taken. 180 municipalities from Hokkaido to the Chiba Prefecture on the Pacific coastline of the Japanese the archipelago. And if you live in these areas, you need to evacuate immediately when the earthquake or tsunami warnings are issued. And you should be aware of the evacuation center. And also, you should have the emergency supplies or emergency takeaway goods nearby at all times. And this shows more details, the steps that you should take. You need to know where you should evacuate and how to communicate, to contact with their families, and immobilize your furniture, and to prevent the fire, and also prepare for living in evacuation centers. And for businesses, you also should know where to evacuate and how to guide your personnel or the users or their facilities. And so that you can continue your normal business activities as much as possible.
And in order to avoid unnecessary chaotic situation, please be aware of disinformation and misinformation. Please do not try to spread those kind of information. So, for example, in what month and what day there could be a mega earthquake, but those kind of prediction is not going to be made by the government. So please be careful about those possibilities. And also try to have minimized disruption in economic and social activities. Please do not hoard and try to buy too much of the food and the daily necessities. And the measures to be taken is going to depend on where you are living and how the earthquake had actually happened. So please try to listen to what have been ordered from your municipalities, and please keep up with the latest updated information and try to act adequately and appropriately. And we would like to also issue some information on the website of the Cabinet Office, and also we're going to use X and accounts and the social media to try to disseminate more information. So from JMA, with our materials, we would like to update on the alert or the advisory for the off the coast of Hokkaido and Sanriku subsequent earthquake. And it says November, but this is December actually. So on the website, we're going to have the correct information. So this is the outline of the off the coast of Hokkaido Sanriku subsequent earthquake advisory. So 11:15 last night, there was an earthquake off the coast of eastern Aomori, and the magnitude was 7.4. We have determined the number here. And in Nemuro offshore from the Tohoku Sanriku coastal areas, this could be relatively high possibility of the mega earthquake in these areas. So if those kinds of major earthquake would happen, large size tsunami could hit the area, and there could be a strong jolt hitting these areas. So here on this slide, this is about the information on the earthquake CMT value has been issued, and moment magnitude was 7.4. So we have the reverse fault earthquake with the axis from the north, south to east, west. And for the cases that had been with the subsequent earthquake, like on 2011 in Sanriku with the moment magnitude of 7.4, as you may all know, moment magnitude 9.0 mega earthquake had hit from the off coast of the Pacific areas. And in 1986, Etorofu and Nantum areas, moment magnitude 7.0 earthquake had happened. After 18 hours, and then moment magnitude of 7.8 had happened. And on the right side was the moment magnitude 7.1 had occurred. Within 7 days, there was a moment magnitude of 8 class had happened. And right after the earthquake that happened, 2 days or so, there's a high possibility. And then the possibility would start to decline.
So within 7 days after the happening of the magnitude 7 earthquake, then there is a possibility, these possibilities of the another mega earthquake. This is the warning concerning the possible subsequent earthquake in Hokkaido or off the coast of Sanriku. This doesn't mean that the mega earthquake will occur. But the earthquake could occur at any time, so we urge people to always be prepared. But the higher possibility of the lower scale, the earthquakes could also be prepared for, and outside of the disaster, earthquake hit areas, another earthquake, strong earthquake could occur. And also and the possibility of the subsequent earthquake could be lower if the area is far away from the earthquake. And as I said in the previous press conference, in this the strongest the quake the intensity recorded was the 6, and also the magnitude was the 7. The magnitude was 7, and the magnitude of the JMA is the 7.5, and the focus of the earthquake is the 50 kilometers from the surface of the Earth. And a yellow area shows the area where the afterquakes of the 2011 earthquake, but this earthquake of last night occurred outside of this yellow marked area.
Now, new information in. So, about 11:15 last night, there was this earthquake that happened, and the GMA said that they have analyzed of the data. The magnitude had been revised from 7.6 to 7.5, and also the depth of the earthquake had been updated from 50 kilometers to 54 kilometers. And also, off the coast of Hokkaido's Sanriku subsequent earthquake advisory, the moment magnitude was 7.4. So 11:15 last night was the earthquake that happened off east coast of Aomori Prefecture. The JMA had analyzed the number, and the magnitude had been revised from 7.5, and also the depth had been updated from 50 kilometers to 54 kilometers. And west of the coast of Hokkaido and Sanriku subsequent earthquake advisory, the moment magnitude is now estimated at 7.4. That would affect the decision to issue the alert. So Yoritomi-san is with us again. So with this issuance of the off the coast of Hokkaido and Sanriku subsequent earthquake advisory, could you walk through what had been announced? Yes, this advisory had been issued.